Hello and welcome to Reginald ESQ. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Russian Tier 5 tank destroyer, the SU-85. So is it any good? Yeah, I reckon it's a pretty good tank destroyer. It is kind of pretty good at a lot of stuff, which when you put it all together makes a really good tank. It has a couple of negatives though that make it really hard to use this tank to win games. And that is, its view range is awful. It's the worst of all the tank destroyers, and that's saying something because tank destroyers have poor view range, but it's actually it's substantially worse than all of the others. I've got binoculars fitted to try and sort of counter that, so at least at the end game when there's not many tanks left I can see something. But its view range is terrible. The other negative it has is gun depression is only 6 degrees, but it's kind of not as bad as it sounds. Because the gun is right at the very front of the tank, it's actually not too bad because you're not having to put your whole hull over a hill or anything like that. So it works out okay. Speaking of putting the front over a hill, the front is quite well sloped. Unfortunately the arm is pretty thin, but it will bounce some scout tanks and stuff like that, and it can sort of save your bacon sometimes, so that's alright. Speaking of saving your bacon, it's bacon in the sun at the moment. But if you get spotted, and you're in the open, you're basically dead. You die really quickly. It only has 460 hit points, which is about average for a TD of this tier. However, on the good side, it does 180 damage per shot and has 144 pen. Both of those are pretty good. And the 180 damage, that means it's easy to have quite reasonable games and have games where you feel pretty good about yourself, because I always feel good if I do more damage than I have hit points. Well, this tank has 460 hit points, 180 per shot. If you penetrate with 3 shots, you've done 540 damage. So all you need to do in this tank is penetrate 3 times and you've done more damage than you have hit points. You've done your job. You can feel good. And it's really easy to do that. So long as you don't get spotted at the start of the game, you're pretty much guaranteed to do that every game. And sometimes you'll have good games where you might, I think my best games are sort of over 2,000. But I can't sort of get beyond that because by then it gets near the end of the game and I can't see them until they're close. By the time they get close, I'm having to exchange fire because now they're within range. And you can't win a duel in this because even though the damage is quite good, the reload's a bit slow and it doesn't have good DPM. So speaking of that, I think the DPM's about 1700, 1800, something like that. The gun takes 6 seconds to load, although with my cruise skills it's down to 5.06. It has a dispersion of 0.34, but my cruise skills is down to 0.32 at the moment. I think the aiming time is normally 2.3 and it's 2.16 for me currently. I have vents fitted, which will help that, but I also have a rammer fitted to speed up that load time because getting the gun to load quickly is probably the most important thing for this gun. But other than that, it's fast. It does like 55 kilometers per hour and it does get up and boogie. It's got a pretty good power to weight ratio. So all of that is pretty good. If really the view range hurts this a fair bit, you really are reliant on other people, and at the end you really suffer. But the gun hurts, and yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. So let's have some gameplay and see how we go. Just so you know, my crew, a pretty good crew. This guy's got repairs. I think I ripped these guys off an old heavy tank. Repairs, concealment, 6th sense, and he's working on Brothers in Arms, but hasn't got it yet. Repairs, concealment, and he's working on snapshot. Concealment, repairs, working on smooth ride. So I wouldn't bother with repairs these days, but these are the old days. Repairs, concealment, and firefighting he's working on. So they've all got concealment as their main thing. And let's get into some gameplay and see how it goes. And away we go. It's a tier 6 match. We're in a tier 5 SU-85. The map is Westfield. There we are. So we are moving into the standard tank destroyer position on this map, I think it is. And I'm getting back as far as I can. I want to be 15 meters behind a bush every time I shoot, if I possibly can be. So I had to re-record this because I did it earlier with no sound. did all the gameplay and everything, and then realised I had no game audio. So hopefully you can hear it now. Anyway, in a tier 7 game, well, a tier 6 game, sorry, we're tier 5, so we don't want to be at the front at all. We don't want to be spotted, but really it doesn't matter. Even if it's just a tier 5 game, you still don't want to get spotted. Nice shot on that KV-1. He doesn't appear to be taking evasive action. Maybe he is now. No. Okay. One can only assume this guy is a new player. Or this lady. I think only 2% of players are ladies, but... So, yeah. And he's gone. Okay, feel a bit sorry for that player. Probably fairly new to the game. And wondering where they're getting shot from. But as you can see, even though the DPM isn't that high, the gun has good pen and does good damage. If a tank gets caught in the open and gets tracked or something like that, then you just rip them apart because the accuracy is good so long as you're fully aimed. So yeah, I've got a damage ratio. I think my damage ratio in this tank is about 2.7. My kill ratio is about 1.7 or something like that. My mark of excellence, I'm sitting on about 80%. And my win rate in this tank, aim for the turret on a KV-2. So a KV-220, in case you don't know, the turret is weak, the hull is very strong, opposite to a KV-1. KV-1, the turret is strong, the hull is weaker. So always aim for the turret on a KV-220. Anyway, yes, I've got all these really good stats, and actually in my little mod I've got, it says I'm playing better than 99.8% of players on the server in this tank. The reason I'm telling you all of this is because my win rate in this tank is 42% or 43%. I think the thing with this tank is it's very hard to win games. You can't like carry. And most of the time when you have really good games, it's because your team lost. And because your team loses, you get towards the end, all of these tanks, you know, trying to hunt you down if you're hiding behind bushes. And hopefully, if you've got someone who's out there spotting as well, you're just shooting all these people as they're coming towards you, which this tank is great at, as long as it's hidden. And I think that's why you can have really good games and do really well in this tank, but actually not have a good win rate, because once any scouts are dead and you have to start scouting for yourself, you get exposed and you die almost straight away. So it's kind of, you can't carry the game. But if you're losing the game and someone keeps spotting, you can do a lot of damage. It's that kind of a tank. I guess all the really soft TDs are a bit like that. Although, say, turreted TDs or TDs with good gun depression, I guess they can use a hill as a bit of more defense, where you can't really do that with this tank. Anyway, we're a little bit behind now. The other team is... we've got... What have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... We've got 8 tanks and they've got 9, I think. No, they've got 8 as well. Oh, we've just lost another one. They've got 4 tier 6s left, we've got 3. I was hoping to get the AT-8 in the side there, it didn't really work out for us. It looks like our team's taking care of him anyway. Just moving this position to get shots on the left here. But I don't really want to get spotted by the AT-8 from the side either, so... kind of at the position now, I'm thinking I'm going to have to do my own spotting, but luckily I've got the Chi-Nu down there on the left spotting. He spotted a P-43 heading for cap, tier 6 Italian medium. That was a good shot. It's fairly soft, this tank, the P-43, but its track, well, it says didn't penetrate the armour. I'm assuming the track absorbed it, but... is he dead? Oh no, there he is. I thought maybe you killed him with that last shot, but it must have missed. Well, he's on 1% health, so... and now here comes the poodle. Woof woof. We're in trouble now. We've only got 3 tanks left, and they've got 7, I think, if I'm reading that correctly. So we're in a lot of trouble now. It's pretty much we're going to die. So I can see this must be a different P-43 Biz, because this one's got a lot of health. I'm getting 15 metres behind the bush, so they can't see me. I get back fire, but he's already dead. Our Chinu is playing pretty well, I think. I think it was the Chinu. It might have been the other guy that took care of it. Let's see if we can hit this poodle. And 15 metres behind. Fire into the side. Nice shot. Good. I think the poodle is a reward tank or something like that, isn't it? Or, I don't know. You can't buy it, I don't think, can you? Okay, well, at the moment, I have to not worry about getting spotted. So we tracked him with that one, unfortunately. I don't know why that didn't go in. I guess his track absorbed the shot. Okay, that was a ricochet because we're at the side. So we kind of botched that. I have to say I'm expecting to die any second because the tank off to my right as well. We've got T-34 from God knows where. Across the hill maybe, shooting at us. What I'm trying to do now is get right onto the left here, so there's a line of bushes. And I realise at this stage that I can't stay here because he will come to the bushes and spot me first. So I really just have to go for him and try and get a final hit in. And that one goes in, he gets one of us, and I can't turn. I hit that. It's just too slow to turn. I don't think I can get another shot into him. Nah, T-34 hits us as well. End of the game. Turned out to be a class 3, which is not bad on a defeat. We hit a few tanks. Next screen. So KV2 finished on top. He played a good game. We finished 3rd, and we were indeed 3rd for experience and 3rd for damage on our team. So we did okay. And 2222 is big damage for me in this tank. I think my most is about 2250 or something. That's the most damage ever done in this tank. So we're pretty close to our maximum there. 29 shots fired, 22 hit. Of the 22 hit, 13 bounced. I think we did a couple of dud shots on that poodle at the end, unfortunately. 2222 damage. 1563 was over 300 metres, so the gun is pretty effective at long range. We received 5 hits, they all penetrated. We damaged 5 tanks, destroying 1. We got 9 assistance damage, I don't know why, and we got 9 base capture defense points or whatever. Now, if I take off all the bonuses, which is about 53,000 worth, we ended up with, what, about 22,000 profit? I was just talking in that game about my stats on this tank. So I can see here, 42% win rate. So let's actually have a look at the stats. I don't usually show you stats on tanks, but let's have a look at this one. So SU-85. Alright, so here we are. Now this mod I've got, it says XTE. I don't know exactly what that even means, but, or it's from XVM anyway. It says 82. Better than 99.51% of players on the Asian server, I believe that's what it's saying. And damage caused to enemy vehicles, better than 99.81% of players in this vehicle on the Asian server. My damage ratio is 2.4, while my destruction ratio is 1.74. The reason I'm pointing this out is my win rate is 42%. I've played 125 battles. So if you are using a soft tank destroyer and you're not doing well win rate wise, don't feel bad. And if you're doing well win rate wise, then be very happy with yourself. So you can see here my mark of excellence. I'm currently on 80.08%. Pretty sure if I keep playing this, which I don't think I will, but if I do, I'd probably get a second mark on it. So yeah, it's, yeah, don't feel bad if you're not getting great results from soft TDs. The map is Malinovka, and it's a tier 5 only game. If you're not tier 5, go away. No tier 4s, no tier 6s. I'll just change this so I can get the tank names. No, that's not the right one. That's the right one. So I've got the tanks up there. Our scout went straight out there, so I decided to quickly turn and get in position. Now you notice when I parked, I didn't park next to the rock. I left a little bit of room because generally if I'm blind firing, and most people are blind firing, you shoot next to the rock. Like I'm shooting next to the building there in case someone's poking out, for example, that kind of blind firing. Most people, like if I was blind firing, I wouldn't shoot to the middle of the bushes halfway between the two buildings or something, because you know, most people just poke out like he's doing right there. Oh, we ricocheted. But that's what most people do, is park out like that. So when you're blind firing, you tend to shoot next to rocks and things where there's a bush. That's why I don't park next to the rock, I park out in the open a bit more. It means it's harder for me to get away again. I start backing up because I thought maybe I would have got spotted, but there it goes. It took forever to go off, but anyway. We managed to get out of the way so no one can hopefully shoot us. And hopefully Artie doesn't decide to have a go at us. I'm just waiting for my spot to disappear. Yeah, our scout got hammered there a little bit. And I'm just going back now on the other side because if I had seen that a tank had just been shooting from a bush and then got spotted and moved away, I would assume a lot of players will go back to the exact same position that they were in. So if I was over there, I'd be blind firing where I was before. I mean, let's face it, sooner or later you have to stick out, right? You're not going to just sit behind the rock for the rest of the game. So blind firing, that sort of thing, is not a bad idea. Depending on your tank. If you've got a fairly quick reload, it's worth blind firing. This Wolverine just won't come out, and we ricocheted the one chance we had to hit him, unfortunately. I see this VK coming along, and see how he just misses me like that? I don't like that. And the way he's pulled up right there, I mean, he's a heavy tank. Yeah. My gut feeling there is he's either someone who's going to try and wreck my game just for the fun of it, or he's just a new player who has no idea what he's doing. And he's going to sit there and just blast away, get spotted. He either hasn't got sixth sense or, you know, he won't move if it goes off. I'm just guessing. And he'll get me killed because people will be shooting at him and they'll hit me. You know, like he'll get spotted, Artie will fire, they'll hit me, I'll be one shot dead, and he'll just drive off and go, oh, look at that. Yeah. I've had that experience too many times, I'm sure you all have. And then they, you know, they park behind you. And they think, oh, I'm getting shot at, I'll go behind this guy. And then you go to back up and you can't back up because they wedged you in. And so as soon as I can see players like that now, I just move away. It's not worth it. Now, he might not be. He might be a really good player and really, you know, 100% genuine and all that, but it didn't look like it to me. Well, it's going a bit slow. I'm going to go to 2 times. Okay, it's very boring, isn't it? So I look at the hill and I think we're losing the hill. So I decide it's time to retreat, get back here and ready for our last stand. So I'm going to slow back down to 1 times now. So I knocked this tree down on purpose. I want to have a fair bit of cover so I can actually move around. Take a shot on that AMX, but I miss. But KV-220 coming, so we should... I aimed for the hull, which was silly, because remember the KV-220 has a weak turret and a strong hull. Anyway, I think we might attract him, or either that we just hit like the top back section. Yes, I want to be in a position where I can have bushes where I'm 15 meters behind, but then if I move forward a little bit, I'll be single bushed and I can spot if I need to. So that's why I took this position right here. KV-220 has been spotted again. Yep, so remember the turret. I didn't fully aim and it cost me turret and 287. Oh, we did 143. Somebody else hit at the same time. Skoda 224. I think he just got tracked by someone. So that's great for us. And he's gone. So we have 7 tanks remaining. They have, well, they've only lost 4 or 4 tanks. So they've got 11. Now they've got 10. And we got 7, I think. I don't fancy our chances because a lot of our tanks are damaged, but we'll keep fighting. So I move forward here a little bit to see if I can spot, so I wait for my binoculars to kick in. But I didn't have to wait. Don't think I spotted this guy. And he's gone down in that little valley. I can't see him. Damn it. He's gone near the water. He's after our ELC AMX there, so we're going to try and protect him if we can. Oh, missed. Oh, he's staying there for so long. I wish I had been loaded. Nah, someone else has been spotted anyway. Can we get them? No. That was unfortunate. That's going to cost us, I think. What have we got here? We've got a T1 heavy, but I can see his VK side on, so I'm going to go for him first. Nearly got him, 1%. Darn. I've got to take the shot even though I'm getting 2 points of damage for it, but it's better to eliminate tanks at this stage than just damage it. Oh, I keep leaving people with a tiny bit of health. Wolverine. Yeah, okay. Give him a serve. Paying customer. No, he's on the other side of the hill, or there's a building there. I can't quite tell with these bushes. Okay, there's only 4 of us left, and I think there's like 7 of them or something. Wolverine. Don't know if that hit. And M4A1. Nice. 182, good damage. And M10. Can we track him? No, but we hit him. Oh, can we get another shot? Probably shouldn't have fired that shot. I don't know if it was frustration or if it was lag or what it was. But okay, KV1, we've got to get him. We've got to try and save this tank destroyer. Tank destroyer's dead. Well, he's spotted, so let's see if we can keep him tracked. And he's gone. That's good. Someone's on cap. And they're off cap, which means they're coming this way. Oh boy. You clever boy. Yeah. I mean, it was a sacrifice move, but it was a smart thing to do. Anyway, end of the game. Ended up being a class 2 game, and we got high caliber as well, which is a nice one. What happened here? We finished 3rd for XP. Oh, of course we were top for damage because we got high caliber. So, yep, okay. And we fired 22 shots, 15 of them hit. Of the 15 hit, 13 penetrated. So we got more penetrations than we did when we had that tier 6 game where we were down a tier. Total damage 2143, so pretty good damage again. 1100 from over 300 meters, so the pen's good over range. We got hit 6 times. We managed to bounce one of those shots, which was 240 damage, so that's nice. 11 vehicles damaged. That's nice, isn't it? We destroyed 2 of them. And we made 27,000 profit. There was no bonuses in there or anything, only for courageous resistance, but that's yeah, kind of normal other than that. There you go. Thank you for watching my review of the SU-85. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It does help out the channel. If you'd like to see more, consider subscribing to Reginald ESQ, and have fun.